KD just suffered another injury yet again as well too. Sorry about that. So, Brooklyn Nets star forward KD is expected to be sidelined for approximately a month. The Nets announced this yesterday, and KD was diagnosed with an isolated MCL sprain of his right knee and will be reevaluated within the next 2 weeks. So, to give you guys context, Durant missed 6 weeks back when he was in Golden State. I think it was that same exact year he actually ended up messing up his calf and then tearing his Achilles. But he sprained his left MCL beginning in January, which is kind of crazy. And this one seems like it's less severe, so he should be back in no time as well too. So, like I said, it's going to be a month. It just sucks how he kind of, when he first heard it in Golden State, it was a freak accident. Someone kind of like lunged into his knee, and then Jimmy Butler's doing that nut shit again, lunging into his knee as well too. So, how do you think Brooklyn's going to fare with KD, being out for the foreseeable future?
I think it's going to be interesting. It'll be interesting to see if all these other guys can step up. I think regardless of the severity, I don't think he's going to be out as long as he was in Golden State because that was the ultimate luxury situation. Like when anybody got injured, they was like, "Bro, take as much time as you need. We still gonna win." Like, this will be Kyrie's opportunity, I think, to actually try and step up and prove a lot of people wrong in that, like, he can actually be a leader. We'll see if he does that. I don't know.
We already know what that means. I think it's going to be a 500 team. I think they'll be 500 while he's out.
Yeah, I think that too. I mean, looking at it right now, he got injured the 8th, so maybe he's projected to come back the 7th. They kind of got a tough schedule. And a lot of these games are going to be on national television. So they got Boston on Thursday.
Yikes.
OKC, granted, they don't have necessarily the best record, but they compete, from start to finish. Then you got Phoenix, you got Utah, you got Golden State, you got Philly, you got New York, you got LA. 80 should be back by then. Probably lost his bet. You got Boston, Washington, LA, Phoenix again, and then Chicago, who they just lost to. So that's going to be a tough stretch as well, too. He's definitely going to be missed, but I agree with you. All eyes on Kyrie. He gets a lot of shade for, not always being there as well, too, but I haven't really seen him take over and be that legit leader in the locker room, but more important, that number one option as well, too. Obviously, he had LeBron in Cleveland when he returned, and then he had a little stint in Boston, but he broke his knee. So, after that, Boston and them young boys, they went to the Eastern Conference Finals. He comes back, tries to be the number one, really doesn't work out. And then he goes back to the Nets, and they're not really playing winning basketball. They're still waiting for KD to kind of rehab and whatnot as well, too. And then he basically said, I'm not going to the bubble. So I've never really seen him thrive as a number one option, but I mean, those were past times, and I feel like he's an even greater basketball player than he is now. So it's going to be interesting to see how he transitions into that number one option. But everyone's going to just have to step up. So I'm looking for Ben Simmons to step the hell up. The same little 5 games when Kyrie was out, when he was averaging like 15, 18 points, I need to see that. I need to see you to be aggressive. Is he going to be aggressive? I don't necessarily know. There's going to be a lot of nights where Kyrie's that number one option, and he's getting double, triple teamed as well, too. So he's going to be looking for everyone to make plays. So I'm excited to see what he's going to do. I don't think he's going to be as efficient, but just looking at these games, I think it's about 12 games that KD's going to miss. You said they're going to be under 500 or at 500? Like, let's say they play 12 games. How many games out of those 12 games do you think they're going to win?
I'd say maybe like 5 of them. I mean, Kyrie's like he been in the league 12 years?
Yeah,
11 years?
Yeah. He's 30-something now.
He's shown what he can do on the basketball court. He'll put the ball in the hole, but he's not gonna lead you to no game.
Yeah, I say 5 and 7, or if they're lucky, 6 and 6. But you can't just replace 30, 35 points like that.
7-footer.
Yeah.
That's the unfortunate thing about, like, what I was saying earlier. I feel like they were built like that 80 Bron team. If either of them got injured, it was a wrap. And we kind of saw that, and we've seen that every year since then. And so, yeah, it'll be interesting.
Yeah. So Kyrie will averaging like 18 shot attempts. He probably gonna get that up to like 25.
Yeah,
but
sure.
I think TJ Warren is gonna try to take on that role and be that scorer that we kind of saw him be in the bubble and whatnot as well too. So we'll see. But I'm very curious to see what Ben Simmons does. That's gonna be interesting. So I think their defense is gonna take a step back, but I think their offense will be slightly above average. But everything kind of hingers on those two that I named kind of stepping it up as well too. So we're gonna see what happens from there.